Today, we're going to connect the dots on something huge. We're going from the secret surveillance of the civil rights movement all the way to the high-tech tracking that's happening right now. This is the story of how the US government has kept an eye on its own citizens, the ones who dare to speak out. So, you might be thinking, is this whole government spying thing a new problem? You know, something that just came along with the internet and smartphones? Well, the answer, as you're about to see, is a big, loud no. Not even close. And this slide just lays it all out perfectly. Back in the day, the tools were, well, they were analog. We're talking wiretaps, paid informants, even straight-up psychological warfare against leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. But now, the whole arsenal has gone digital. We've got facial recognition, massive secret databases, and constant digital tracking of protesters. The tech has totally changed, but the goal? That stayed eerily the same. To really get what's happening now, we have to go back. Let's dive into one of the most intense, well-documented cases of domestic spying in American history, the FBI's years-long campaign to completely discredit Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, what's wild about this is the language they used. The FBI's war on King wasn't some off-the-books operation. Nope. It was part of an official program called COINTELPRO. And look at its goals, written right there. Expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize activists. And King wasn't the only one. They went after anti-war protesters, the Black Panther Party, you name it. This wasn't just watching from a distance. This was a full-on mission to tear down any movement the Bureau saw as a threat. So let's just walk through how this thing snowballed. It starts in 1962, pretty standard surveillance over supposed communist ties. But then by 63, it gets serious. The Attorney General himself, Robert Kennedy, greenlights wiretaps on King's home and his office. By 1964, the gloves are completely off. The FBI is planting microphones in his hotel rooms, not for national security, but to dig up dirt, anything embarrassing they could use to ruin him. And all of that leads to November 1964, when a package arrives that takes this whole campaign to a deeply disturbing new level. And make no mistake, this was an all-out assault. It was electronic wiretaps, it was hidden mics in hotel rooms, they even had paid informants inside his own organization, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. On top of all that, there was a relentless campaign of psychological warfare, which included constantly trying to leak embarrassing stories to the press. And that campaign included this. This is part of an anonymous letter the FBI sent to King. It came with audio recordings they'd made with those hotel bugs, and it was basically a not-so-subtle suggestion that he should kill himself. I mean, this is so far beyond intelligence gathering. This was a direct attempt to psychologically break a person. And you know the most unbelievable part? We know all of this because the FBI wrote it all down themselves. When you look at an actual page from their own internal files, you just see the cold, bureaucratic nature of this really personal attack. It was all just part of the job, filed away like any other memo. So what did this actually do to him? Well, after getting that anonymous package, King told his friends, "They are out to get me, harass me, break my spirit." It just goes to show you the incredible personal toll the surveillance took on one of the most important figures in American history. Okay, so let's jump forward to today. Decades have passed, the technology is almost unrecognizable, but that fundamental conflict is still here. We're living in the age of the new digital dragnet, where the goals are often the same, but the tools are infinitely more powerful. I mean, compared to the clunky analog bugs of the 60s, this is a whole different ballgame. Today's surveillance arsenal has facial recognition technology, or FRT, that can pick your face out of a crowd. There are secret government databases building files on activists, warrantless searches of your phone and laptop at the border, and even AI-powered cameras that can literally track you 24/7. And this isn't just some sci-fi movie stuff. It's happening right now. During the Black Lives Matter protests, facial recognition was used to find and arrest people. At the border, federal agencies were caught keeping a secret database on activists, journalists, and lawyers, packed with their photos and personal info. And get this, in both public and private housing, FRT cameras are being used to track who lives there and enforce rules like who you can have over as a guest. And just think about the sheer scale of this. During the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests alone, at least six different federal agencies have admitted they used facial recognition technology to identify people in the crowds. So with this massive new digital dragnet, you have to ask, is fighting back even possible? The answer is absolutely yes. And that fight for privacy is taking on all sorts of new forms in this digital age. And this is really the heart of the matter. The battle lines may look different now, but the core issue is exactly the same. Just like activists back in the 60s fought for their civil rights while being watched, today's activists know that the fight for those rights and the fight for digital privacy are one and the same. They are completely inseparable. You just can't have one without the other. This chart pretty much captures the tug of war that's happening right now. On the one hand, you've got real progress. More than 18 cities have actually passed laws to ban or restrict facial recognition. But it's a constant back and forth. Some places, like New Orleans and the state of Virginia, have even rolled those bans back, usually saying they need the tech to fight crime. So this is a live, ongoing battle in city halls and state houses. So this is what the modern playbook for resistance looks like. It's about pushing for actual laws, like the Press Act, to protect journalists. It's about getting people together in local working groups to demand a say before their city buys some new spy tech. And maybe most importantly, it's about education and connecting with legal experts, like the folks at the ACLU, who are really on the front lines of this fight every single day. So we end up right back where we started, but with a much, much deeper question. From the wiretaps on Dr. King to the facial recognition cameras of today, the tools of surveillance just keep getting more powerful. And that leaves all of us with this final thought. When everyone is being watched, what does freedom really mean?